Rosnier.
And Liz.
So the Patriots blow a game to the worst team in the AFC. Clearly not taking the game seriously. And obviously not prepared for it.
No.
So, I'll be honest, the whole team was bad. The offense was a little better this week.
I think maybe the only person on the team that had an okay day was Burkhead.
Yeah, Rex
he ran good. That was about it.
Look, I'll be blunt. The Super Bowl chances are over for the Patriots this year. They're done. So, there is no chance now. They're going to have to play probably Tennessee next week. They're going to have to do it without Edelman because Edelman's injured, and it's obvious that he's injured at this point.
Yeah.
So, look, if I'm the Patriots, I bench Edelman next week, and you hope for the best because that's all you can do.
Right. Yeah, no, that's
you have to have Edelman rest because you need him for KC and Baltimore. You're going to have to play KC and Baltimore.
Yeah.
Now on the plus side, I think KC looked like ass today too. So I think honestly, it looks to me like Baltimore's basically guaranteed the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah,
maybe the Saints.
And you would either play the Saints or the 49ers.
Probably the Saints. The Saints look unstoppable. Green Bay shit the bed too today. They're tied now, but I mean
they're hanging on by thread.
But they look terrible too. They look done too.
I mean, we were bad. They were worse. But anyway,
Green Bay might actually win. But no, I mean, look. I'm not going to recap the whole game because the game is infuriating. I will say that Steve Belichick should immediately be fired.
I also think that...
And so should Jerron Mayo, by the way.
I think McDaniel should be gone. And I only say that because...
Their offense has been terrible.
They didn't figure anything out all season with the offense. They had one good game in the second half of the year. The defense fell apart this year. I don't know.
At the end of the year it has, yeah.
I don't know.
Bill Belichick's vaunted defense couldn't stop Ryan Fitz shithead, who's a terrible quarterback. I'm sorry, Fitzpatrick is not a good quarterback. There is no excuse to give 300 yards up to Ryan Fitzpatrick.
No.
And by the way, Gilmore, what the fuck were you doing on Parker? You're supposed to be the best corner in football, and Parker destroyed him. And I'm sorry, Devontae Parker is not Odell Beckham. He's just not.
They didn't adjust
There
at all.
is no excuse.
They should have...
I don't know if Gilmore was injured or what. But there is no excuse for Gilmore's level of play in this game. None.
They should have adjusted to it, and they didn't.
No, they didn't. You should have seen that Gilmore, for some reason,
was struggling.
Couldn't play Parker, so you should have doubled Parker and moved Gilmore over to Wilson. It's not that complicated.
If we can figure it out, the coaches should be able to figure it out too, but they can't.
They can't.
For whatever reason.
So, what's infuriating is Belichick's going to give some stupid bullshit press conference where he's going to say, well, we're on to Tennessee. Yeah. No, I don't want to hear that. I want to know what happened in this game. I want to know why you allowed the Dolphins to beat you when, I'm sorry, the Dolphins are arguably the worst team in the NFL. Maybe the Bengals are worse, but I don't think so. The Dolphins have played significantly worse than the Bengals despite having a better record. This is a team you beat 43-0 in week 3. It's the same fucking team. In fact, they've gotten worse since then because they've traded away their best players like Kenyon Drake.
Right.
He's gone. So this is a worse team than the team they beat 43-0.
Makes no sense.
The Dolphins didn't magically become the Kansas City Chiefs.
That doesn't happen.
No, they didn't. They're still a terrible team. There was a shitty game plan. I mean, they started this game in shotgun 4 wide. Why? You have no receivers. You know you have no receivers. You have Landon Roberts as your fullback. He's been playing well at it.
And they barely used him.
It takes you half a game to start using him? Why?
Yeah.
That...
Now his touchdown is kind of meaningless.
No, it's meaningless now. So, I mean... And they also lost because Brady threw that pick 6. And he threw it because he was angry, it seemed to me. I mean, what he did is he clutched the ball and he threw it over. He overthrew Michelle. So it was a pick 6 because he's pissed off that Sanu dropped the ball again. Look, as far as Mohamed Sanu is concerned,
what a waste of a pick.
I don't want to see him there next year, period. Okay? He has... I can see why the Falcons knew something we didn't, because Sanu is, I think, the worst receiver in all of the NFL.
They're like, here, you can have him for a second-round pick.
He's terrible. First of all, he's worth maybe a 7th-round pick.
Not 2.
Not a 2nd-round pick. We're not going to get back. I mean, look, You had to win this game. Why not do the Sanu double pass in this game? You're
they
struggling.
Did no trick plays at all.
It's like and then I think what pisses me off the most is I'm looking at the sideline. There's no urgency. Nobody's worried. They're all just sitting there laughing it up like everything's fine. You lost 27-24 to the Dolphins. You were losing the whole game. Why are you on the sideline acting like nothing's wrong? I mean, they hardly conferenced throughout the game.
I guess they were okay with just dropping to the number 3.
I mean, it felt like they didn't give a shit, and I've never seen that.
No.
So
and even at like halftime, normally they'll come out, they'll try something new. They didn't even do that. They didn't do anything. It's weird.
There were no adjustments in this game. None. Buffalo lost today too, but they
rested
gave the game
everybody.
away.
They rested everyone. It didn't matter.
So the Patriots have about a 1% chance now of making the Super Bowl and winning it.
Yeah, because KC and Baltimore will both be at home. So.
Well, no, they both got a bye. KC
right,
and Baltimore.
That's what I'm saying. If they both have a bye,
AFC Championship is very likely to be KC at Baltimore. I think KC would probably win that game because I don't think Baltimore is going to be able to keep up.
I mean, it'd be a great matchup or a great game to watch. It'll be a high-powered offense game, slinging back and forth.
I would trust Mahomes more than Jackson in an AFC Championship game.
Because he's at least been in multiple.
He's been in a championship game.
Right. True. So
Jackson
he knows what the pressure is like to be under.
The other thing is, I don't think we can cover the game next week because we made plans assuming the Patriots were going to have a bye. So I don't think we're going to be able to watch or cover the game.
We'll find out. I don't know. If it's a Sunday game, it's fine. But if it's the Saturday game, then I don't know. If it's a late afternoon game, yeah, we can watch it. So if I can't cover it, guys. I mean, they're probably going to lose anyway, so who gives a shit? I mean, really. I mean, this is the worst Patriots team they've had in 10 to 20 years. What they need to do is they need to extend Brady's contract. I don't know why they haven't yet. No, I don't either.
And they need to get him receivers, period. And I've had enough of him not having help.
Yeah,
it's got to stop. So number one, cut Sanu at the end of the offseason. I mean, we might as well talk about the offseason because their season's done.
I don't know if they'll beat the Titans. Do you? You think
they might be able to beat the Titans, but who gives a shit?
Will they beat KC a third time? Or
at KC,
would
no.
they beat them again? I don't know.
No.
They lose their territory.
And then at Baltimore, no, no.
The two House of Horrors, no.
I'll say this, if they somehow make the Super Bowl and win it this year, the whole NFL should quit.
Pretty much.
Because at that point, it just makes no sense.
Their amazing defense is just
no, their defense sucks. It sucked this week, so I don't know. They clearly didn't prepare for this game. I can tell you that.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, we can look at the stats, but
they're bad. There's nothing really.
Fitzpatrick was 320 yards. I mean, it's just inexcusable. Totally inexcusable. They were good against the run this week.
Look how many yards Parker had.
And he was covered by Gilmore, and you know, some of that is from zone coverage, but
still,
most of it was man-to-man. And look, I'll be blunt. Gilmore, you can take your Defensive Player of the Year award that you're not going to get now and shove it up your ass, because, I mean, you were terrible. He largely cost them this game.
Now that will probably go to Travius White, the guy in the Bills.
No, I think Gilmore will still get it. But
you think so?
Probably, but this was not a good showing for Gilmore. It's his only bad game all year, but he picked the worst possible fucking time to do it.
Would have been different if he picked one in the middle of the season.
Brady was actually pretty good, but so what? I mean, he's got nothing to work with.
No.
Michelle was actually good running too, but
they just won't stick with the run.
I know. I mean, when they play Tennessee next week, and I'm going to assume they're going to play Tennessee because Tennessee's got to win tonight, and they'll probably win. If they don't win,
then who is it? The Steelers?
I mean, they play at Houston, but I don't think
Houston's resting everyone.
Houston's probably resting everybody, so Tennessee's likely to win.
If Tennessee doesn't, who is it? The Steelers?
Pittsburgh. If Pittsburgh wins, if Pittsburgh and Tennessee both somehow
Pittsburgh
lose,
is so injured.
I think the Raiders can get in.
Oh, that's right. There's some crazy scenario that all these things have to happen.
It's probably going to be Tennessee, and unfortunately, Tennessee's very hot right now. So, look, if they play Tennessee, this is what the Patriots need to do. Fullback, I form, run the fucking ball. Okay.
That's it.
And if I see Brady in shotgun at the beginning of the fucking game next week,
we will personally go there.
I will rip fucking Belichick's jersey off his fucking shirt.
Well, they have to. So Tennessee would get the home game, right?
No.
They would come
have
to
the
us.
home game
because we're the higher seed, right?
3 seed.
Yeah, so they would have to come to us, which we should beat them.
I mean, let's talk about the fucking off season because they're likely to lose. So
we're 10 minutes in, just so you know.
At some point. Anyway, they got to extend Brady's contract. I know he's 42. I don't give a shit. Okay, he's Tom Brady. What are you gonna do? Let the fucking guy that won you 6 Super Bowl rings go?
Come on.
I mean, come on, Jesus Christ.
Anybody who thinks they're letting him go
I've seen people say that, and I'm sorry, but you're just wrong.
You're crazy.
You're wrong. First of all, the guy still throw 4,000 fucking yards with Tweedle A, Tweedle B, and Tweedle C on the fucking team.
And he passed Peyton. He just passed Manning's record too.
So
somehow.
Obviously he's still freaking good.
I don't know how.
No, he's not 07 Brady, but who cares? If there's one guy you should have loyalty to, it's Tom Brady. Period.
Seriously.
Period. If you can't respect Tom Brady as a Patriots fan, you're not a real fan. I'm sorry. There's something wrong with you.
Right.
Of all the guys to have loyalty to, I don't care if he throws 27 interceptions in a game. You do not do that to Tom Brady.
He's been with the team for so long. It's like
he saved the whole franchise.
Pretty much. Yeah. Him and Bill.
So, you just don't do that to Tom. You just don't. But in the offseason, cut Sanu, because the guy sucks. Get rid of Dorsett.
Please.
Please.
Garbage. What happened to him?
Well, he's never been very good. He just was forced in a position where he had to be better than he was.
Yeah, but this year he was just trash.
Brady elevated him, but what did he do? Brady elevates everybody. Obviously, got to keep Edelman around. But Edelman's got to be your number 2 receiver. So you need to get somebody like an Odell Beckham. So if you got to trade a first-round pick,
so be it.
So be it. But my guess is, with the Cleveland Browns, they're insisting they're not going to trade him. So
he wants out though. So who knows what will happen.
Okay. Well, in that case, Antonio Brown's still sitting on the goddamn sideline. So look, you need a true number 1 receiver, and then you got to get a Jared Cook-like guy for tight end.
Yep.
Period. Okay. And that'll fix your offensive problems.
The line's
whatever. You're not going to be able to fix that. You can't fix everything.
No.
So, I mean, you'll get Andrews back next year.
Maybe, if he's able to play.
I'm sure he'll be able to play.
If they figure out the clots in his lungs.
He should be fine. But you need a true number 1 receiver, and you need a true number 1 tight end.
And that would fix the team.
And if you can get a number 2 tight end, that'd be good, but not.
Cut Izzo too. He's done nothing this year.
Screw Izzo. I mean, Lacoste is a perfectly serviceable number 2 tight end, but
you need a number 1.
You need a number 1. You also might want a better freaking running back, frankly, than Sony Michel. You might want a Le'Veon Bell type guy,
who you could have gotten, but you didn't.
But you're probably not going to be able to do that.
And he went and wasted his season on the Jets.
The receiver draft and the tight end draft is also pretty good this year. So draft a tight end number 1. Pick up a bunch of receivers if you can. Pick up a receiver late, whatever.
People say they should try and get Randy Moss's kid, but he'll be picked so early.
He'll be picked early. I mean, you'd have to trade way up. I mean, if he happens to fall for you, then maybe.
They don't do that, though. They don't trade up to a number 1 or 2 ever.
Bottom line is, I'm assuming Kansas City won. They were way ahead.
They did.
Yep. So, and, I could watch the post game, but Bill's just going to say bullshit, and
like he always does. It
gets really old when he says it on a game like this, where it's like, look, it's one thing to get blown out by the Chiefs 45-7 in a meaningless game early in the year. It's another thing to drop a game to the Dolphins, this is not the Dolphins of 3 years ago.
No, and
when they lost that miracle game.
And now Flores will probably keep his job because he beat his old team.
Yeah, well, they played it like it was a Super Bowl, if you didn't notice. That's what the Dolphins did.
They did. They went all in.
And I knew they were, and as soon as they started doing trick plays early on, I knew they were going to try to win the goddamn game. Yep. I think the Patriots assumed that the Dolphins were just going to lay down. I think that's what they assumed. Because they played like it. They played like they thought the Dolphins were going to lay down.
That's the last game of the year for the guys. Why not play well?
Because the Dolphins have nothing to play for.
Yeah, well, why not then go for a win? I mean, really.
And you look at the Buffalo Bills roster, it's freaking good. So they're going to have problems, the Patriots, going forward, because the Bills are going to be right on our asses every year now. So either give Tom Brady help, or it could be Buffalo's division next year. It really could be.
It's a possibility.
They have a good quarterback who's developed into one of the better quarterbacks in the league. They have a good offensive line, solid receiving core.
Could happen.
Can run the ball well. I mean, Singletary is going to be one of the best running backs in the league going forward. And they got a great defense, so, you know.
They got a great corner, too. They got White, who's awesome.
I mean, their receivers aren't amazing, but they're better than ours. They're at least solid. So, it's going to be a problem. We'll see if we can even cover the wildcard game. If we can't cover it, whatever, we'll just do something eventually where we'll talk about what happened in the game from the highlights. But
yeah,
it is what it is. I mean, this team is just not very good.
They're so boring. They're so boring to watch. And so boring.
Yeah, they were back to punt this week. I mean, how many times did they punt?
Probably 4 or 5 at least, I would think. Actually, I'm glad that it's funny because I originally thought, oh, this will be a good game to go watch them play. Let's buy. I'm glad we didn't buy tickets.
I would have been furious. You may waste your money. They punted 1, 2,
3, 4, 5.
No, that's the Dolphins. 3,
4.
That's a touchdown. They only punted 4 times. That can't be right. I guess they didn't punt as many times as I thought they did in this game, but it certainly feels like it. Because usually when they punt, it's after 3 and out, punt in the first quarter. 5 plays, punt, first quarter. There's the pick 6, field goal, the touchdown, and a half, where they... That's another thing. The Patriots, I have never seen them play not to lose a game.
And the end of the game. They had, what, 1:40 and they didn't call timeouts to try and stop the clock and get more time on the clock?
Well, you knew the Dolphins were going to score, so just let them fucking score. You haven't been able to stop them all game. Let them score.
Let them score and then
have Brady get a chance.
Right, and then they just tried nonsense bullshit laterals at the end.
I mean, the Dolphins were making it look easy. Just have everybody fall down and let them score.
Yeah.
I mean... But the biggest reason why they lost this game is the end of that first half.
Yeah.
They stopped the Dolphins. They had 2 minutes left, like 1:40 or something, 1:47. And instead of calling timeout like you would normally do, they didn't. I thought, well, that was weird. Okay. Then they don't go for the punt block.
Nope.
And then they do 2 quarterback or running back draw plays. Why? Why? You have a chance to double up. That is playing not to lose, and that is not the Patriots. It's just not.
No. Well,
they acted like they were intimidated by the Dolphins.
Yeah. Well, I think we've... Green Bay came back and miraculously won.
No, so that leaves us as the worst team this week.
So, I think we've shit on the game enough and... left our grievances out to air.
The team is terrible.
I think we've left our grievances out to air. We've talked for almost 20 minutes here. So, there's not much else to say. They'll play somebody in the wild card round next weekend, and we know they need to make changes in the offseason, so.
They also should have challenged that fumble recovery. When Roberts picked the ball out of Fitzpatrick's hands, they should have challenged that. Should have reviewed that.
They didn't.
Well, that could have won the game, but I think Fitzpatrick had it, but
no urgency.
No urgency. Just laughing, chuckling it up on the sideline. They really acted like they didn't give a shit. I don't get it. I mean, Gilmore just sitting there on the sideline, on the bench, like nothing's wrong. Dude, you're getting fucking owned.
This video is probably going to get demonetized because he swore so much. I'm not going to bleep them all out.
They suck.
I can't bleep that
Whatever.
out. That'll take me hours.
I don't care.
All right, well, that's probably
I'm just more disappointed than I am angry. Because it's embarrassing, and it's just sad how little they've given Brady to work with.
Yeah, well, we should probably wrap this up, because we should go to the storm before whatever.
Whatever.
Before whatever type of snow or ice shows.
Fine. All right. Whatever, guys. See you next week for the fucking wild card game where they're going to probably lose to the Titans, so... Bye.